This next question talks about all alone. Um, Within this, I feel like we do talk about this one. This is probably one of the top 10 questions that I get again. And this is when I do the work more and more I settle into the energy of the divinity of who I am, or coming into this neutrality, really our nervous system starts to calm down. The more you do the yantras, the mantras, the sones, the light language, the activations, the flame body techniques, and so on, the more you do these, the more you connect to Mother Elisa, the more you actually start to find your nervous system calming down, because you literally start to feel the comfort of Mother, the comfort of realizing that you've literally connected and hooked in to that energy that your soul has been looking for. That restless energy that we hold a lot of times is just that feeling of feeling lost and looking for Mother. And when we start to hook into that and connect with it, we actually find our nervous system starting to calm down. Well, in the process of that, we realize that we've been seeking friendships, relationships, the way we interact with our family, the way we look for validation, love, community, a sense of purpose, a sense of, I want to say, even a sense of entertainment. Hanging out with people, feeling entertained, feeling like you have something to do, feeling excited about like going, doing. A lot of this is actually coming many times from this externalization of looking for something that has meaning or purpose in this life. We like to think a lot of times that a lot of our interactions with others is because, oh, well, I'm designed to plug in and interact with all these other people. And to a degree, that can be correct for some individuals. Just look at your human design. Your human design chart will help you with that. There's also a sense of recognizing that within within the sense of calmness and coming in to know thyself, where you come from. Sri Kalishwar, the most beautiful thing that, I really heard him say at one point, he's like, everybody, there's only one mission, one thing that you really need to know, and everything else will fall into place. And everybody scurried he made everybody sit in that class for a long time and scurry with a bunch of answers like, is it this? Is it this? Is it this? Is it this? He's like, no. He's like, the only thing you need to know is where you came from. Once you know where you came from, everything else calms down. Everything else starts to settle within. Well, during this process, if we've been living in the illusion, if we've been living in the Maya, so if we've had a lot of, oh, well, I go to this class, or I hang out with this group, or I go to these activities, or I have to do this for my family, or this for this group, or this for this group, or, again, nervousness many times come from the sense of needing to stay busy, because if we sit still, the nervousness creeps up, our thoughts creep up, our monkey mind creeps up. And a lot of people feel anxious sitting with themselves in silence. It's like one of their worst nightmares is to do that. Well, when we start to get to this place where we start to feel a joy in that, because that's when you actually connect to home, to where you've come from, and to the divine, we start to recognize we don't resonate with a lot of the stuff we were interacting with before. It's not as enjoyable going to certain classes or groups, or interacting with certain individuals, or playing the same Maya game. The illusion just doesn't hold the same weight for us anymore. And it feels as though it's like a joke. Like, in order to do it, you kind of are being fake or pretending. And we get to that place of, really, the question is, did you come here to play in the Maya? Did you come here to play in the illusion? Yes or no? For some people, we don't want to judge. That answer is yes. Some people 100% came here to just experience life and live in the Maya, play around in the Maya, and we don't want to make that wrong. But if you're drawn to these technologies, these mechanics, these ascension mechanics, there's a part of your soul that's waking you up to say, you've been playing. It's time. It's time. And if that time is coming, then it does start to bring in the sense of, I don't fit in with anybody. There isn't anybody else that's resonating this energy like me, so I feel all alone. And in this aloneness, there is this sense of the question that comes, well, did I come to be all alone, or aren't I supposed to be on this mission and service? So the question even came with this paradox of like this chicken and the egg kind of idea, right? So within this, there is the knowingness that your soul leads you. So again, this we're going to mix this a little bit with human design. So the identity center, that yellow diamond in the center, it's all hook places for your soul, where your soul leads you through all of these channels. And all of these channels are ways in which you can actually give, like, first of all, your own internal direction, but direction to others by first coming in to allowing your higher self to be the magnetic energy that leads you. So the energy really is that we don't just become a hermit and go away and climb up a mountain and leave everybody else and go into in absolute isolation and solidarity just because we feel we don't fit in. What this is that you start to recognize you didn't come here to fit in. And aloneness is just still a sense of seeking energy in the people and the Maya around you. When you learn to connect to your guardian council, to Ile Sama, to all of our families, it's impossible to feel alone, all alone. It's just an intermediary stage. The aloneness is an intermediary stage of unplugging from the Maya and the games and starting to realize, oh, and there can be this depression or sadness that comes of like a part of us dying to something, but then we awaken to something else. And literally, it becomes impossible to feel alone because literally, you guys, your guardians, our Christ family won't leave you alone the minute that you wake up to them. They're going to wake you up in the middle of the night. They're going to be hanging out with you. They're going to chat with you in the shower. They're going to chat with you even while you're going to the bathroom. You're going to be like, I guess it doesn't matter where I am, what I'm doing. They're going to be with you always, and you will never be alone. So, this is the amazing thing. And then what? And then you really realize that wherever you are, no matter what is going on, as long as you empty yourself to just let that current flow through you, you will always be exactly what you need to be, where you need to be, to whom you need to be in that moment, and you will never really know to a degree everything that you're doing, because that's not the point. There's currents of energies that will come through you that have nothing to do with you. It's literally your higher self assisting the higher self of another, and you won't even, it's not about your ego. It's not about knowing. And that's the coolest thing about it, is that we just get to be within this state. So I hope that helps a little bit with understanding this transit phase of moving from one energy to another. It can have this intermediary feeling of feeling alone, and then after that it clicks into this whole other energy of literally it's impossible to feel alone because you start to feel one with the cosmos.